Prologue. The prelude to conflict. The year 36 BC was a pivotal moment in the annals of Roman history, one marked by the rising tides of ambition, conflict, and the clashing wills of powerful figures vying for control of the Roman world. The conflict that would unfold this year was rooted in the broader context of the civil wars that had ravaged Rome for nearly 2 decades, leaving a power vacuum that ambitious leaders sought to fill. Among these leaders was Sextus Pompey, the son of the famous general Pompey the Great, whose naval prowess had made him a formidable foe to Octavian and his allies. The rise of Sextus Pompey. Following the assassination of Julius Caesar in 44 BC, the Roman Republic had spiraled into chaos. Sextus Pompey emerged as a significant figure in this tumultuous period, commanding a strong naval force in the Mediterranean and positioning himself as a defender of the Republic against the tyranny he associated with Octavian and Mark Antony. With Sicily as his stronghold, he orchestrated raids against Roman shipping and established a reign of terror over the sea routes, significantly disrupting trade and supply lines. The strategic importance of the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean Sea was the lifeblood of the Roman economy, facilitating trade and communication across the vast empire. Control of its waters was essential for any leader seeking to consolidate power in Rome. Sextus Pompey's ability to block grain shipments to Rome threatened the populace's stability, making him a significant adversary in Octavian's quest for control. Octavian's dilemma and the rise of Agrippa. Octavian's leadership challenges Octavian, navigating the treacherous waters of post-Caesar Rome, realized that to solidify his power and quell the growing unrest in the city, he needed to address the threat posed by Pompey. However, his military resources were stretched thin, as he was also engaged in political maneuvers and diplomatic alliances with Mark Antony. The appointment of Agrippa. Recognizing the need for decisive action, Octavian appointed Marcus Vipsanius Agrippa as his admiral. Agrippa, a loyal friend and military commander, had proven himself during previous campaigns and was known for his strategic acumen. His experience in both land and naval warfare made him the ideal candidate to confront Sextus Pompey at sea. Preparing for the campaign. Rebuilding the navy. Agrippa faced the daunting task of rebuilding and training a Roman navy that had suffered losses during the protracted civil wars. Under his direction, shipyards across the Italian coast worked tirelessly to construct new vessels. Agrippa implemented innovations in ship design, enhancing maneuverability and speed to counter Pompey's naval tactics. Gathering intelligence. Understanding the importance of intelligence, Agrippa dispatched scouts and spies to gather information on Pompey's movements and fleet strength. This intelligence would prove crucial in formulating an effective strategy for the upcoming confrontation. The campaign begins. Skirmishes and naval battles. Initial engagements. The year began with skirmishes along the coast of Sicily, where Agrippa's forces engaged Pompey's ships. The battles were fierce, marked by aggressive maneuvers and tactical surprises. Agrippa's ships, bolstered by new designs, began to gain the upper hand. The Battle of Mylae. One of the key engagements during this campaign was the Battle of Mylae. Agrippa, having gathered a fleet of approximately 300 ships, set sail to confront Pompey, who commanded a fleet of about 400 ships. The battle commenced with both sides engaging in fierce combat. Tactics of Agrippa. 1. Agrippa utilized the element of surprise, launching a preemptive strike against Pompey's ships. 1. His forces executed a coordinated attack, targeting Pompey's flanks while utilizing smaller, faster vessels to harass the larger Pompeian ships. Sextus Pompey's response. 1. Initially caught off guard, Pompey quickly regrouped his forces. 1. His experience as a naval commander allowed him to adapt, and he retaliated with fierce determination. 1. The clash was brutal, with ships ramming into each other, soldiers boarding enemy vessels, and the sea turning crimson with the blood of fallen warriors. Outcome of the battle. 1. Despite Pompey's valiant efforts, Agrippa's tactical superiority began to show. 1. The Romans managed to exploit weaknesses in Pompey's formations, leading to significant losses for the Pompeian fleet. 1. The battle ended in a decisive victory for Agrippa, bolstering his reputation and weakening Pompey's hold on the sea. The Siege of Lilybaeum. Strategic importance of Lilybaeum. Following the victory at Mylae, Agrippa turned his attention to the strategic port city of Lilybaeum, modern-day Marsala, Sicily. This stronghold was vital for Pompey, serving as his main base of operations and supply route. The siege operations. Encirclement. 1. Agrippa orchestrated a methodical encirclement of the city, cutting off supplies and reinforcements. 1. Roman legions stationed on land supported the naval blockade, creating a stranglehold that left the Pompeian forces isolated. Psychological warfare. 1. Understanding the importance of morale in warfare, Agrippa employed psychological tactics, spreading rumors of impending doom among the defenders. 1. This strategy sought to undermine the resolve of Pompey's forces while bolstering the spirits of his own troops. Final assault. 1. After months of siege, the pressure mounted. 1. Agrippa launched a final assault on the city, employing siege towers and battering rams. 1. The defenders, demoralized and starving, fought fiercely but were ultimately overwhelmed by the relentless Roman assault. Capture of Lilybaeum. 1. The fall of Lilybaeum marked a significant turning point in the campaign. 1. Agrippa's forces secured vast supplies and captured many of Pompey's sailors and soldiers. 1. This victory shattered Pompey's naval operations and further solidified Agrippa's reputation as a brilliant commander. The pursuit of Pompey. The chase begins with Lilybaeum secured. Agrippa began the pursuit of Sextus Pompey, who had fled to Sicily. The remnants of Pompey's fleet, now significantly diminished, sought refuge in various ports. Agrippa, determined to eradicate the Pompeian threat, launched a relentless campaign across the island. Skirmishes and maneuvering engaging guerrilla tactics. 1. Pompey resorted to guerrilla tactics, utilizing the local terrain to evade Agrippa's forces. 1. This cat-and-mouse game led to several minor skirmishes as Agrippa attempted to corner Pompey and force a final confrontation. Diplomatic maneuvers. 1. Agrippa also engaged in diplomacy, seeking to turn local leaders against Pompey. 1. His appeals to the interests of Sicilian towns, promising protection and stability under Roman rule, gradually turned public sentiment against Pompey. The final confrontation. The Battle of Naupactus setting the stage for battle. The stage was set for a climactic confrontation at Naupactus, off the coast of Sicily. Agrippa, having received reinforcements and bolstered his fleet, prepared for a decisive battle that would determine the fate of Sextus Pompey and the control of the Mediterranean. Forces and strategy. Agrippa's fleet. 1. Agrippa amassed a formidable fleet, strategically positioning his ships to create a blockade that would restrict Pompey's movements. 1. The Romans utilized their knowledge of naval warfare, employing formations designed to maximize their strengths. Pompey's desperation. 1. Facing overwhelming odds, Pompey knew this was his last chance to regain his footing. 1. He deployed all available ships, attempting to rally support from loyal factions in Sicily. 1. His strategy relied on disrupting Agrippa's formations and creating chaos. The battle unfolds. Initial clash. 1. As the battle commenced, both fleets clashed with fierce intensity. 1. The sounds of wooden ships colliding, the cries of soldiers, and the roar of the sea filled the air. 1. Agrippa's disciplined formations began to push back against Pompey's flanks. Turning point. 1. Agrippa's strategy began to pay off as he executed a bold maneuver, cutting off Pompey's retreat routes. 1. The Romans launched a coordinated assault on Pompey's flagship, targeting it with ramming tactics and boarding actions. The defeat of Sextus Pompey. 1. As the battle raged on, Pompey's forces began to falter. 1. The loss of key ships and experienced commanders led to a breakdown in morale. 1. In a desperate attempt to escape, Pompey attempted to rally his troops, but it was too late. 1. Agrippa's forces overwhelmed the remaining Pompeians, securing a resounding victory.